Hey everyone, what is going on? So we are doing a ton of epic battles, epic Ferocious Cup battles against my friend Clouded Chowder. So yeah, I am going to Richmond today, so that's why I'm trying to get my video out early, and my tournament video will probably come on Sunday or maybe Monday. I mean, it depends. It's going to be 8 rounds, so it's probably going to take a long time to edit, so we'll see how much other work I have to get done. But yeah, we'll see how I do. I'll go 8-0. No, who knows? We'll see. But either way, let's get into this battle. As I said, we have a ton of epic battles against Clouded Chowder. Let's look at her team. It's going to be ALOLAN Ninetales, Umbreon, B-Barrel, Suicune, Raichu, and Nidoqueen, and my team will be that Raikou. Love using it, so I'm still continuing to use it. Nidoqueen, ALOLAN Ninetales, ALOLAN SANDSLASH, which I haven't used before, Umbreon, and B-Barrel. So yeah, we are trying out that ALOLAN SANDSLASH. I basically have my team for Richmond, for the Richmond tournament, so we'll see how I do, and hopefully I do well, right? I mean, I want to have a good video, so definitely going to be a lot of tough competition, so I cannot wait to meet the other content creators, as well as meet whoever is going, whoever I'm talking to right now, who is going. Let me know if you're going to the Richmond tournament, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, so I cannot wait. But yeah, this is the first game. As I said, this video is about, I don't know, I think it's like 32 minutes. It's over a half hour, so it's definitely a lengthy video. We just were battling. It was relatively late at night, like 11 o'clock at night, and we just battled for like over an hour. We just kept on going, so we were just having so much fun with this, and yeah. Anyway, my Raikou comes in to hit the Wild Charge, forcing the last shield. Her charge move is going to come out, and I decided to let Raikou down because I didn't think, or at least I knew I couldn't get to another Wild Charge. So I bring in my ALOLAN Ninetales to try and finish off B-Barrel. Unfortunately, it gets to a charge move before I can feint it, so I go ahead and throw up my shield, and her final Pokemon will be that Suicune, which will be knockout. Now, Suicune was definitely super annoying in this video. There's no doubt about it. You'll definitely see it. Suicune is definitely good, but with Bubble Beam, it does lower the opponent's attack. The problem I have when it comes to Suicune is that, yes, it does lower that attack, but Bubble Beam is such a weak move, it really doesn't do anything but that, so Suicune's going to have a difficult time winning a matchup, unless if it goes for Hydro Pump. Obviously, it can go for Hydro Pump, so it's definitely a good Pokemon, and it's one I used early in the cup. But yeah, anyway, let's see. She has an Umbreon. I was about to say a shiny Umbreon, but it's a regular one. And I have my Raikou. I do go ahead and throw up the shield to protect my Raikou because I wanted to get to another Wild Charge, as we do. So we do go ahead and throw up that Wild Charge, and she will follow suit with the shield, which is what I was expecting, almost to another Wild Charge, but I knew I couldn't get there. So I did decide to go ahead and give up my last shield just to either knock out that Umbreon, although I'm not sure if it would knock it out, or take her shield. So she does go ahead and give up the shield so she could win switch advantage, which is a good play. So she's going to go ahead and finish off my Raikou with that foul play, and I am going to think about it for a little bit and decide to bring Nidoqueen. Yeah, I don't have a counter to Umbreon on my team, so if you don't have a counter to Umbreon, it's going to be really difficult to beat it. But we take a foul play to the face, just trying to feint down that Umbreon. We actually take another foul play, and not really looking good for us at the moment. I mean, she still has all 3 Pokemon. So we do feint that Umbreon, and I decide to, I think I throw the Earthquake. Yeah, I throw the Earthquake, trying to do as much damage as possible. Unfortunately, another bulky Pokemon, Suicune, comes out, so obviously able to take that charge move. And we actually get to Surf. She does pull the switch, though, into Ninetales, so she catches the Surf with Ninetales, but I'm okay with that. But again, really not good for us, because this Ninetales is just able to farm us down. I was actually thinking about trying to knock her out with Water Guns, but I'm like, it's too risky, so I just go ahead and go for the Surf to knock out the Ninetales, and she brings in Suicune, which I was expecting Bubble Beam, but she had energy saved up, so it's actually enough for a Hydro Pump. And we bring in Nidoqueen, and she actually gets to the Bubble Beam before I got to my Earth Power, so she barely wins that. We came so close to that game, but she actually pulls it off. So good game, well played as well. So let's go into another one. As I said, this is really lengthy, this video. So we do catch her on the lead. I do lead with my ALOLAN SANDSLASH, and she leads with Nidoqueen. So I guess she decides to stay around. I was expecting a switch, but she does not pull the switch, and we go straight for that ice punch, expecting the shield. She doesn't shield. That doesn't really do a whole lot. I mean, actually, it does do a lot, but it doesn't knock it out. So I'm going to have to shield this if I want my ALOLAN SANDSLASH to survive, and I decided to feint Needle Queen down, so we do have the switch advantage as well as the energy advantage, but she does have the shield advantage. So she brings in Umbreon. I'm going to go straight for that ice punch just to try to get whatever damage I can. I know it's not going to do a lot, obviously. We actually go for another ice punch. That's how much energy we have saved up. So this is definitely not going to take a shield, so doing a good amount of damage, I'll take it. I mean, it adds up, and ALOLAN SANDSLASH does charge up fast. It takes 5 Powder Snows to get to Ice Punch, so super fast. We're actually going to go for another one. So as you can see, going for that Ice Punch, damage is definitely adding up. She's going to go ahead and go for the Foul Play. I do allow my SANDSLASH to go down, as it does. And now I just have to bring in my ALOLAN Ninetales, and she actually pulls the switch into her own ALOLAN Ninetales, so I decided to stick around, and I'm not going to go for my charge move because I want to try and feint her before she feints me. Let's see what happens. She actually gets me, so 1 HP, but she's able to get me. That's fine because I do go for the shield against the Psyshock, and I'm going to be able to easily knock her out with Water Gun, and then she brings in Umbreon, and one more Water Gun is able to knock out Umbreon. So she saved both shields, and she actually ends up not using any. So I've done that before, especially in this cup. But anyway, it's an Umbreon mirror match, and at this point, I didn't know that if she had Last Resort or not. After we get going, she throws a couple foul plays my way against my Umbreon. I assume that she didn't. It actually turns out she does have Last Resort, but I just didn't think she did because she was going for foul plays against me. But she actually does. So she's going to go for that foul play, and I'm just going to charge up a little bit more. She actually goes for another foul play, which is totally fine with me. There it is. Maybe she was trying to catch the shield, but again, I wouldn't block it even if it 100% was Last Resort. But anyway, let's see what happens. I'm going to go for another foul play, and this is not going to do a lot, but again, we'll take any damage we can get. Obviously, I want to do a lot of damage to Umbreon. She gets off another charge move against me, which will be yet another foul play. And then I will pull the switch because I thought she had 2 saved up, so I was like, this is definitely a foul play. She actually goes for the Last Resort, so she totally caught me off guard over there. But yeah, so that was a good play on her end, but I'm just gonna stick around. She does go ahead and go for a charge move, which will be Bubble Beam, so it weakens my charm, which is really unfortunate for me. I am gonna go ahead and go for that Psyshock right away. So let's see how much this does. It does nothing because she throws up the shield. And I am going to go ahead and take whatever move this is, assuming to be a Bubble Beam as it is. So again, even if I shielded, obviously I would have prevented the damage, but my attack still would have lowered, which I feel like shouldn't be the case. I feel like if you use a shield, like the effects like lowering the attack or defense or powering up your opponent's attack really shouldn't go through. I know that's not the case, but let me know what you guys think about that because it really is an interesting discussion. But anyway, I do allow my Ninetales to go down. Unfortunately, she is able to feint me, but that is okay. And I do decide to bring in my Bibel, and one Water Gun is just going to knock out that Suicune because of how low it was. It was literally at 1 health. So she does bring in that ALOLAN Ninetales. Totally fine by me. She switches into Umbreon. I see the switch, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and go for that Surf. So that will not knock out Umbreon. We're able to charge a little bit more before she gets off her charge move. But that would have been fine even if she did because we still have 2 shields. So in a beautiful position, I am going to go ahead and go for that Surf. Doing a good amount of damage. And then I switch into Umbreon and go for the Foul Play. It wasn't really necessary. I mean, I could have feinted with Water Guns. But we will go ahead and knock out Ninetales. I think I went for that just because I want to... sometimes I forget how much energy I have saved up in the back. I know I have to get better at that. So I've been trying to do more of those plays just so I can get better. We could all get better, right? We all want to have a good time. So she does lead with the Raichu and I lead with the Sandslash. Not really a good position for me because of Brick Break. So I switch in just in time to catch that Brick Break. So Needle Queen able to catch it. Now the problem is obviously her switching into B-Bell. So we were able to catch the Brick Break, but we still have a problem when it comes to B-Barrel. So I'm going to go ahead and go for that Earth Power. At least we take a shield. So I knew I wouldn't be able to get to another Earth Power. Unfortunately, I was trying to, but she's able to feint me. Totally fine. I bring in my own B-Barrel, and this attack I will be letting go through. I was assuming it would be a Hyper Fang as it is, so doing a lot of damage. She actually gets off another charge move. I let this go through thinking it was a Surf. It's actually another Hyper Fang, so I didn't think she had enough for two, but I was totally wrong. So I bring in my ALOLAN Sandslash and go for that Ice Punch against the B-Barrel. I just want to knock it out, right? I mean, she does go ahead and throw up the shield. Really not a great position. I mean, we are up 2 shields, so I do go for another Ice Punch. And this Ice Punch will be able to knock out B-Barrel. And I believe she brings in the Raichu. Let's see. Yeah, she does go ahead and bring in the Raichu. And obviously I know Brick Breaks are going to knock me out, so I do have to use both of my shields. I am going to block that, and we are just trying to get to Bulldoze. We actually do get to it, but unfortunately she gets to Brick Break before we're able to use the Bulldoze. So it was a CMP tie. I do go for the Bulldoze just to knock out that Raichu. And let's see what happens. We do knock it out, and then she's going to bring in her final Pokemon. Let's see what it is. It is going to be Suicune, so yeah, there's no way we're going to beat this one. She might as well just go straight for that Hydro Pump. Even if it was a Nidoqueen, we wouldn't have beaten it because one Ice Punch wouldn't have knocked it out. Actually, maybe we would have. Maybe we would have gotten to 2 Ice Punches. I don't know. It would have been close. We might have won if it was Nidoqueen, but anyway, she does go ahead and finish it off. So I was trying to win with the ALOLAN Sandslash, but we were a little bit too short. But that's okay. Good game. So we're going to jump into another one. So it's Legendary Beast versus Legendary Beast. I do have the advantage because we have the electric type. However, that bubble will lower my attack. So I was hoping to get the Wild Charge before it lowered my attack. And we got there. We just were not able to click on it. She got the CMP tie again, but that's okay. We are going to go for that Wild Charge, and she will shield that, which is totally fine by me. That's ultimately what I wanted, right? She will go for another charge move, which will be Bubble Beam. So, man, those Bubble Beams are super annoying. She actually pulls the switch and catches my Wild Charge. So, nice switch on her end. Obviously, that's not going to do much. So, I do decide to charge up energy enough for another charge move later on and switch into B-Barrel. So, I am going to go ahead and shield this up because I don't want to take the Earth Power. And I am just going to be able to get to the Surf. So, let's see. Is she going to allow Nidoqueen to go down? Or is she going to block this? So she does go ahead and use her last shield, which is fine. She's going to force our last shield, so I do go ahead and use it. And that Earth Power would have knocked us out. And then we're just going to farm up Nidoqueen, and now we have a Surf and almost enough for a Hyper Fang. So we do get that Hyper Fang. It is actually Umbreon, so I was not happy to see Umbreon because of how tanky it is. So like, okay, let's go for Surf. Let's get as much damage as possible. We can get 2 Surfs off, so we do get another one off. So that is going to do a decent amount of damage, and I tried to swap into Raikou to hit my Wild Charge, but she does get off a Foul Play, and that will knock us out. So I was like, okay. So I'm thinking about it. I'm like, well, you know what? Maybe it would be better right now to bring in the Ninetales instead of just going for that Wild Charge. So that's what we do. She brings in Suicune, and I am waiting for the attack. So we do get the attack. I didn't want her to click on the attack and get my Raikou before I was able to bring in Raikou and go for the Wild Charge, because I knew even a Bubble Beam would knock us out, right? So I wanted her to use her energy against my Ninetales, then I could switch out into Raikou, get that Wild Charge. So luckily we farmed up in the beginning against Nidoqueen, and we were able to pull that one out. But that was a very close game and a very good one at that. So she catches me in the lead. She has the Nidoqueen and I have Raikou, but I could charge up a little bit before she gets to the Earth Power. So I do switch into B-Barrel, and I decide to block this. We could take an Earth Power, but I don't like taking one, so I'm not going to. And then she brings in the Umbreon, and not really great for me because Umbreon is super tanky and it's doing a decent amount of damage. Actually, it's doing a good amount of damage. Hitting that Umbreon with the Surf, and then we get to another one, so we're going to hit it with another Surf, so pretty good. She's probably charging up for back-to-back Foul Play. She does decide to shield that, and right now we will be taking a Foul Play, or what I assume to be a Foul Play as it is, and as I said, back-to-back, so usually that's what people like to do, myself included. Gonna take another Foul Play and knock us out. And then I bring in my ALOLAN Ninetales, and I could take whatever attack she goes for. So foul play, last resort. I was assuming it was a last resort. It's actually a foul play. Maybe she couldn't get to it. I don't know. But she brings in Nidoqueen. I switch immediately, and I go straight for the Shadow Ball. I did not try and bluff with the Wild Charge. I just wanted to get the damage off. And I was like, okay, maybe we could charge down this Nidoqueen. And I obviously knew I had to shield if I wanted to do that. But I decided, nope, not going to do it. So I bring in my Ninetales, and now we have a Ninetales against an ALOLAN Ninetales. So I think my mistake was not shielding that and then farming down. I probably should have done that. So I would say that's a mistake on my end. But you live, you learn. She's going to be able to feint me. So yeah, if I went ahead and farmed that down, we could have used our energy from Raikou on this ALOLAN Ninetales. Probably could have won that one. I'm not really too sure how it would have turned out, but I should have definitely done that. So that was definitely a mistake on my end. I don't know why I didn't shield that, but that's okay. Charging up energy, and then I do switch into my ALOLAN Ninetales. Now again, assuming this is going to be a last resort, it is not. So it's a foul play. She does switch out into Nidoqueen, so at least I'll be able to burn a shield because we are able to successfully get to the Psyshock. So let's see if she decides to throw up a shield. She does. And we're just going to continue to farm it down. So doing a good amount of damage to Nidoqueen. Unfortunately, she was able to farm us down though, as I said. I will block this one with Earth Power, or it is Earth Power. I will block it. And she gets off another one, so I do go ahead and use my last shield. But I'm like, okay, well, we did use both shields. She is up one shield, but we should be able to farm this Nidoqueen down before she is able to get off another Earth Power, as we do. So the next Pokemon is that Umbreon. Unfortunately, it does have energy stored up, and it does go straight for that foul play, so it's fine. We are able to fire off a Surf. So just wanted to get damage onto that Pokemon, and then I switch into my Raikou and actually click on the Wild Charge, but she switches in the same time into Raichu. So pretty good switch. She didn't know I was going to switch. She just decided to switch, I guess, at the same time. Going to be hit with that Wild Charge, doing a lot of damage to Raikou. So I am going to go for that Shadow Ball. I didn't think this would knock it out. It doesn't, although it comes close. And I was hoping, I don't know what I was hoping for. I was hoping to feint down the Raichu, but I knew it wouldn't happen. So she hits us with a Brick Break, and then we bring in B-Barrel. And I'm like, can I get to Surf? We actually do get to Surf, but I knew it wasn't going to be enough anyway. Unfortunately, there's no way I could have gotten to Hyper Fang. So she does win that one. So it was a very close game. So losing the past two games. But that's okay. Probably could have won the game before that. I'm not too sure. But either way, it's okay. That's why we practice. So I am leading with my Umbreon. She leads with ALOLAN Ninetales. So I'm like, ugh, gotta get out. So I do decide to bring in my Nidoqueen. It would have been good to bring in Sandslash as well, but I do opt for the Nidoqueen. I go for the the Earthquake because I don't expect shields to come up right away against Nidoqueen if you have an Umbreon, if they have full health, right? You know, I don't expect that because Umbreon can definitely take it no matter what it is. If it's an Earthquake, Earth Power, Stone Edge, Umbreon can take it. I do decide to go ahead and use my shield because I wanted to get off an Earth Power, and we are able to get there, so I do get one off. So let's see if she is going to decide to use a shield, and she does. So she does protect Umbreon, but the good news is I got it super low, right? That was good because Umbreon is really annoying to deal with, unless if you have a Charm user on your team, which I don't in this case, right? So I bring in an Umbreon of my own. I'm like, I was thinking of trying to farm it down, but I'm like, I don't want to take any more damage, so I'm just going to go for that foul play and knock out the Umbreon. So waiting to see what comes in. It's going to be that Ninetales. I pull the switch immediately, expecting the Ninetales, and then she switches into Nidoqueen. Very surprised at that switch, but I guess she didn't really have a good answer to Sandslash. So that's why Nidoqueen as well as Ninetales, not really good. I would have stayed in with the Ninetales, I think, but I don't think either one was a good answer. This was definitely a game that was favoring me because of what she had and what I had, right? So I am going to go ahead and block that Earth Power, and we do charge up a little bit more. We are able to feint that Nidoqueen, so maybe a little bit risky to try and feint it down, but we do successfully feint it down before we get hit with an Earth power, and we will go for the bulldoze, and we're going to be taking what I only assume is a side shock as it is, but Sandslash can definitely take that, and we do get to an Ice Punch, which I expect to knock out the Alolan Ninetales. So it does knock it out, so we do go ahead and win that one, but very good game, very good game. Losing the lead, but we still managed to pull it through, so that was really fun, but as I said, we have more games coming. We're not stopping anytime soon. Well, about 10 minutes, a little over 10 minutes, maybe 10-12 minutes, but it is an Umbreon mirror match, and she does have the advantage because she has Last Resort, so that's unfortunate for me, but I decided to just play it out for right now, and we do go ahead and get off that foul play. So let's see if she blocks that. She will not, of course. So she's going to get off one of her own, either foul play or Last Resort. Let's see what it is. It is going to be foul play. That's totally fine. We actually have enough for another one. Still charging up energy. I do let this attack go through. It is going to be that Last Resort. And we are going to get off a foul play. So I should have enough for 2 at this point in time. So we're going to get off 1 right now. And click on another foul play immediately and get it off. So obviously there's going to be no shield, and we're just going to continue to charge up and get off another foul play. So the damage does add up, but obviously, like, I would say you probably want to continue to go for Last Resorts against Umbreon if you have a Last Resort Umbreon in the mirror match. But as she's going for it right now, so she does go for the Last Resort. And we do get to another foul play, so it's very close, it's very close. She's going to go ahead and shield that. And then she pulls the switch into Alolan Ninetales, and I click on foul play before seeing what the switch was. Like, I saw the switch, but before seeing what it was, I click on foul play. So I could have saved my energy there, but that's okay. But at least I could bring in Nidoqueen and farm this Ninetales down. I do have to use a shield because that Side Shock is super effective, and I just want to continue to farm Ninetales all the way down. So at least I had a good counter to the Alolan Ninetales. And now we're just waiting to see who decides to come in. I'm going to click on the Earth Power no matter what. So we do go ahead and click on it to try and do as much damage as possible to the Suicune. Actually getting enough for another Earth Power. So I kind of expected the shield to come out at this point. Let's see if it does. It does. And that's fine because she probably just wants to go for the Bubble Beam, and that wouldn't knock me out, but it would lower our attack. So she does go for the Bubble Beam, and then she brings in Umbreon and goes for another charge move immediately. So well played. She will be able to knock us out with foul play. I think about it for a little bit. I decided to bring in my Alolan Sandslash, and she is out of shields. I still have one. I am going to use it against this charge move. It is going to be that foul play, of course, and we do get to an Ice Punch. So I'm like, okay, this Ice Punch is going to knock out this Umbreon. And as it does, so, and then she brings in Suicune, and I knew I could take, obviously, a Bubble Beam. I was pretty confident I could take a Hydro Pump as well, but she goes for the Bubble Beam, and I am just charging up now for the bulldoze. We do get to it, expecting to knock out Suicune, although my attack was lowered, so I wasn't certain. She actually does survive that and gets off another Bubble Beam, so we were not able to fate it with bulldoze, but thanks to the Bubble Beam, but we're still able to finish it off. We actually get a time up. Now I win because the time up counts whoever's ahead, but she faints at the same time we get a time up, so that was very interesting. I mean, I've had time ups before, but I've never seen somebody faint the same time that they got a time up, so that was definitely interesting. But for the next game, it's Alolan Ninetales versus B-Barrel, so I'm just charging up. She decides to switch out, so nice switch, but I am going to go for my Side Shock because she has a Nidoqueen out, and I was expecting the shield. I do pull into my B-Barrel, and she is going to go for her Earth Power. I do go ahead and shield this because I knew that I would either knock out the Nidoqueen or take her final shield with Surf, both of which were going to put me in a fantastic position. So let's see, she does go ahead and give up the final shield, and now she is going to, I believe, get to another one. She does, but I'm like, okay, I don't want to waste my energy, so I do go ahead and use the shield, and then I'm just able to feint down with Water Gun, and we do have Surf as well as Hyper Fang. Both shields are down on both sides. I do go straight for that Hyper Fang against the Raichu. We did experience some lag, or at least I did, but I don't think it affected anything. And I knew she would be able to get to a Brick Break and knock out my B-Barrel, but that is okay. So as you can see, it does knock me out, but I'm totally cool with that. I think I bring in my ALOLAN Ninetales. Yeah, I do. But I also have to keep in mind, she does have energy in the back, so she is going to go ahead and go for it right now to knock out my ALOLAN Ninetales. So it will knock me out. It's actually a Hyper Fang. I was expecting a Surf, but it was a Hyper Fang. So I'm like, definitely have this game, because obviously we could take a Hyper Fang. We could also take a Surf. So it is a Surf. We're going to be able to take it. It actually was a CMP tie, but we're able to take it, and we go straight for that Ice Punch to knock out B-Barrel. So we do go ahead and win this game. But yeah, I'm really liking ALOLAN SANDSLASH. I actually haven't used it before for some reason, but it's definitely a lot of fun. But let's jump into the next one. She leads with Nidoqueen, I lead with SANDSLASH. So I definitely have the advantage because the Ice Punches I can get to really fast, whereas she can't get to Earth Power as fast. So I do go for that Ice Punch, and that will be met with the shield. She's going to go for the Earth Power. I do throw up my shield, or throw out my shield, I should say. She's going to go ahead and pull the switch into Umbreon. I decide to charge up a bunch of energy and switch into Nidoqueen. So we do get this foul play to the face, but that is okay because we have a bunch of energy saved up with ALOLAN SANDSLASH. I am going to go ahead and allow this charge move to go through. It is going to be another foul play. And I am charging up for Earthquake. I believe I go for the Earth Power though. Let's see which one I went for. Yeah, I actually went for the Earthquake. I guess I wasn't expecting the shield, but I guess that's okay. Although we would have been able to get to that, although I guess she probably saved up extra energy. So I do go for my shield because I knew it was a CMP tie, and then we get off the Earth Power. I wouldn't have used my shield if I wasn't already there, but she's able to feint me anyway, but at least that Umbreon is very weak. So I bring in my SANDSLASH and go straight for the Ice Punch because I figured she had enough for another foul play ready, and I didn't want to take it, I guess. So let's see what comes in. It will be that Nidoqueen. Perfect. We go for the Ice Punch. So ALOLAN SANDSLASH really putting in work. I could see why some people like it. I actually switch and knock her out with my water guns. I thought she switched. I didn't even realize I knocked her out with my water guns. But anyway, we go for the Hyper Fang against the ALOLAN Ninetales. Probably should have went for the Surf, but it doesn't matter. We feint the Ninetales. So very good game as always. Always a pleasure battling Chowder. Although we've really only played in tournaments before because we just became Ultra Friends during the Sinister Cup. So you'll probably be seeing more of her on the channel. So let's see. It's Umbreon versus my Nidoqueen. And I am just trying to get as much energy as possible. We do get enough energy charged, and I believe I just simply go for the Earthquake as usual. Yes, I do. So she will take that. And now I know she obviously has multiple foul plays ready to fire off. And I'm just going to let it go through. Here comes number 2. We did get that extra poison jab in, it looked like. So that was good for us, I guess. Foul play number 2. So I knew I wouldn't be able to get to an Earth Power. No, I can't. If she tried to farm me down, maybe I could have. I'm not sure. But either way, the foul play will knock me out. But that's fine. That's fine. We do have the Ninetales in the back. I bring it out. She switches ASAP. So nice switch on her end. Do I block this? No, I don't. I think I was thinking about it, but I decided not to block it because I didn't think it would do a lot of damage. And now I just decided to farm down Raichu. Maybe I should have... no, I shouldn't have switched because I'd be Barrel in the back. I was just saying I wanted to save my Ninetales for the Umbreon, but I also didn't want to switch in B-Barrel against the Raichu, right? So she brings in the B-Barrel, or her B-Barrel, and I am going to go for the Psyshock. She does block it, and I do switch into my own B-Barrel. So B-Barrel, mirror match. I think I let this one go. No, I actually shielded. I thought I let that go. But it is a Hyper Fang, so it was a good thing I shielded. And she brings in Umbreon, and I saw that switch. I'm like, I'm not going to go ahead and use my charge move because she's almost fainted. So I do take that foul play, and we feint the Umbreon. And then I go for the Surf, expecting the shield, or hoping to catch the shield. As we do. I mean, she basically had to. She didn't want to take a Hyper Fang. And we actually successfully get to a Hyper Fang. So I really wasn't expecting to get to a Hyper Fang, but maybe she was going for a Hyper Fang too. But we do win that one, so good game. Wow, we're pushing 30 minutes right now, guys. This is crazy. Let me know if you watched up until this point. Let me know if you watched the whole video. But anyway, I lead with Raiko, and she leads with ALOLAN Ninetales. So I'm going to stay in. I know, obviously, Wild Charge would do a lot of damage. So I do get to my Wild Charge. I was just basically trying to take both shields because I knew I could I knew I would basically give up Raiko for both of her shields. And that's what I was essentially planning on doing. So I do fire off the other Wild Charge, and she does block. No, she doesn't. No, I'm sorry, guys. I thought she blocked that. But she feints me anyway. So I was hoping, I was expecting, I think that's what it was. I was expecting her to use her second shield, but she decides not to. Anyway, I charge up a bunch of energy, and she does get off the bubble beam, so she is going to fire that off against us, lowering our attack. Never a good thing. We bring in B-Barrel, so again, you guys know what's going to happen. Let's see what she goes for, actually. She goes for the bubble beam, as expected, so she is going to do not a lot of damage, but, you know, she does lower my attack. We do get off that Hyper Fang against the Suicune, and the damage will add up. She's not going to shield that. She's going to go for the charge move. Now, I do think she goes for Hydro Pump. Yeah, she does go for Hydro Pump over there, and that's fine. I guess she was trying to catch me off guard. I do go for the Surf, and we actually only get in a great there, so I don't think it really mattered. Not really in a good position. I mean, we are up a shield, which is fine, but she does go for the charge move right now. I do let it go down. I was being really stingy with my shields, and then we bring in my final Pokemon, which is going to be the ALOLAN SANDSLASH, and we're going for the Ice Punch, which is really not going to do a lot of damage. You have to keep in mind, Suicune did lower my attack, and we are going to go ahead and use a shield right now. It is a last resort, and I don't know, not really looking good for us. She's still up a shield. So my plan of trying to take both shields in the beginning definitely didn't work out for us. But we fire off multiple Ice Punches. She's out of shield now, so she can't shield. But unfortunately, ALOLAN SANDSLASH is weakened, and it can't really do a lot. So we are going to go ahead and use a shield right now against the Foul Play. Not wanting to get knocked out, she brings in Suicune, and she gets to a charge move. Let's see what charge move she goes for. It is going to be a Bubble Beam, lowering my attack some more. And I'm like, okay, I decided to go and fire off the Ice Punch to try and knock out Suicune. I wasn't actually sure if it would knock it out. It does. So I was hoping SANDSLASH could pull me through somehow. I knew it couldn't, but I was relying on it. We actually get off another Ice Punch against the Umbreon, so I believe we knock out that Umbreon too. So SANDSLASH, and then she brings in Ninetales. So very close, but that will be it for this video, guys. See you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.